Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannon's Insurance and thetradingpost.com.au. G'day, I'm Fletch, and this is Classic Restos. It's the classic car show that showcases vehicles from yesteryear. These are the lucky ones. These vehicles have survived. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Australia's most favourite classic car show, Classic Restos. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Classic Restos, filmed right here in the United States of America. Of course, not possible without the support of my major sponsors. I know that you know who they are. When it comes time for buying, browsing and selling online, and also the very best in classic car, bike and home insurance, go to classicrestos.com.au, click on the logos of these people to be diverted directly to their websites for more information. On this grueling 20-day adventure of Classic Restos here in the United States of America, we still remain here in Detroit, and this morning we've had the privilege to turn up at the Walter P. Chrysler Museum. Time now to go inside and have a look at some of these mechanical marvels. The Walter P. Chrysler Museum opened in October 1999. It's located in Auburn Hills, Michigan. It features many historically significant brands: Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, Jeep, AMC, Nash, Hudson and Rambler. When you visit Detroit, allow at least one full day to enjoy this magnificent museum. Isn't it beautiful to step back into an era when a motor car used to be an extension of your own persona? Like wearing fine jewellery, one used to wear their car. It also makes one stop and think, was Detroit really responsible for these cars? Or was it these cars that were responsible for Detroit? Oh, okay, Mopar gearheads, have a go at this. We're down in the basement of the Walter P. Chrysler Museum. Yes, it is true. I have never, ever seen anything like this in my life. Can't put words to it, have to be here. It just triggers the psychological disorder, the one that I don't want any treatment for. The only treatment you can get is to hang around here as long as you possibly can, but then depression cuts in. So either way, you can't win. You want to grab every one of these cars and take them home. You know that you just can never do that. This is it, folks. This is it. This is as close as you can get. This is the step back in time. These are the vehicles that really made presence in racing history. And they had some fierce competitors as well, which made the whole thing even that much more exciting. Back in the day, you'd order your Hemi like this, a short block, less at cylinder heads. Are you after a Hemi? Well, here's one, 1968. Still in its original packing case. Still got the plastic around it. Never been out of the crate, never been in a car. There you go. I've actually touched it. The awesome Chrysler Hemi engine, a fire-breathing 426 cubic inch engine designed for racing. This elephant engine hosted 425 horsepower and 490 foot-pounds of torque in stock form from the factory. The Hemi's claim to fame was its ability to rev due to the hemispherical cylinder heads. The inlet valves were 2.25 inches in diameter. The exhaust valves were 1.94 inches in diameter, providing excellent breathing.
The legendary 426 Hemi ran through to 1971 and breathed through a single 4-barrel Carter carburettor.
Welcome to the show, Tom.
Thank you, Fletch. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. Now, Tom, you're a volunteer. You give up your own time. You look after the museum. You do tour guides. Tell us what the museum stands for and what it means to you.
The museum basically stands for the heritage of the Chrysler Corporation, starting with Walter Chrysler when he founded the company back in 1924. To me, I did not work for Chrysler. I didn't work for a car company. I was a school teacher. But my father worked for Chrysler for all of his working adult life. So I've had Chryslers all along, and I just appreciate what's happening through the bad times and right now through the good times.
Absolutely. I mean, the evolution of Chrysler in this country, not just Chrysler, but the other two as well, Ford and Chevy. I mean, the big three, synonymous with Detroit. There's just so much. Well, this is it. This is the heartbeat, isn't it?
That is correct. The thing about our museum here, it's a little different than others. Every one of our vehicles will start. If we put fuel and a battery in them, we can drive them. When we change them, a lot of times we just drive the vehicles so we don't push them, put dents in it. Our restoration people probably wouldn't be very happy with us if we did that. But these cars are beautiful and they're maintained. They're detailed every other Monday so that we keep them in a condition that when you come in here, you're going to see quality type product.
It's a quality museum. I mean, it's just beautiful as soon as you walk through the door. It's also 3 levels, isn't it, Tom?
Yes, we're on 3 levels, 55,000 square feet. We had the first level where you walk into the museum is the first 50 years of Chrysler on display. And if you go in a counterclockwise direction and then go upstairs to the second level, you'll see the second 50 years of Chrysler. It bounced all over the place. If your engine is like that, it's going to vibrate and you're going to get shut down. So if you move that forward, angle goes down, it's a much smoother ride. Probably not a whole lot, but it's better than what it was. We have a motorcycle that goes 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. And it's also been run, I've been told, just on the salt flats, just under 400 miles an hour with a human being on it. Obviously, it wasn't me.
You wouldn't get me on it.
No, it's very, very fast. Now, if you look at the rotors on this, you will see that there are burned-in grooves. When you do a test ride, it has to go through a quarter mile twice in 2 different directions. And when you stop this thing, you have to have a long distance, because if you clamp down on those calipers, on those rotors, you'd probably create enough heat to weld it to the rotor to the caliper. A lot of this, all of the speed demons want to come down there. Yeah.
You know, it's an amazing thing that I just can't believe all the good ideas that the big three had, and in this case, the fantastic mechanical ideas that Chrysler had. It's amazing to think that they were such fierce competitors. The big three were fighting so hard to grab the sales, yet they all had a dose of doing it tough back in the 50s and 60s, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And if you're on our second floor, we have a wall that starts with 1924 when the company was founded, and it goes right now only as far as 1992. But it shows all of the different innovations that Chrysler Corporation has developed and has contributed to all the different car countries, even around the world, not just here in the United States.
The cafe, how glorious is that? I mean, it is a home away from home here.
Well, the Viper Cafe was created for us for the Viper Club of America. They foot the bill to put this thing together. It just emulates all of the different things in Viper. We have some hoods in there that one of them will be changed out periodically. They're all signed by Viper owners. There's Viper memorabilia in there. There's a lot of models. We have a bar set up there. Even though it says cafe, it is not something that serves food in it. They just wanted that name, and if they put the bill for it, we were more than happy to name it what they wanted it.
Talk about died and gone to heaven.
That's right. It's a beautiful place to be in. And you can rent it if you want to put a party in there.
Oh, well, I might just come back over in 5 or 6 weeks' time and do that.
That'd be great. We'll be waiting for you.
Absolutely. Well, Tom, thanks very much. I could stay here all day. That's my favourite line lately. Lines like, do you mind if I put my bed over there and I stay the night? Stuff like that, Tom. You know what I mean?
Well, they accuse me of having a cot here sometimes because I put in more hours than a lot of other people.
Well, I tell you one thing, you know, it's not so bad. He's got a good job, hasn't he? Because we talk about man caves in our garages or our sheds and our barns. Look at this guy's man cave.
I have 75 cars to drool over.
Thanks very much, Tom.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
You're watching the Walter P. Chrysler Museum here in Detroit, United States of America. And I definitely know that you're watching it first on Classic Restos. With me now I have Nancy, the Director of the Motor Cities Heritage Area. Hello Nancy, welcome to Classic Restos.
Thank you for coming here. We're so excited to have you.
That's okay, your hospitality's been overwhelming. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and it's also opened my eyes as to how nice a place Detroit is.
Thank you very much for observing all the great classics as well as the great people and places.
I'm on a little bit of an enticement mission to see, you know, how many people I can get to come to Detroit, because really you have to. If you can come to the United States, it has to be on the list, especially if you're into cars, because as I've said before, this is the epicenter, the heartthrob. This is where it all began.
You know, I've traveled the world a little bit myself, and I've lived in a few foreign countries, and I came back home and I realized that we are the most unique blend of motors, music, and we know how to make mischief.
Yeah, well, there you go. I like the last one. Bit of mischief, that's a bit of fun, isn't it, Nancy?
Yes, we do love to have fun here. As you saw yesterday in the Woodward Dream Cruise, we have a great time with our cars. We love them, we design them, we take care of them, and we love to sell them.
A little bit of trivia too. It was Woodward Avenue where the first speeding ticket was issued back in 1897, somewhere in there, I believe.
Yes, I've heard that too. It's also the first mile of concrete, but you know, speeding tickets in Detroit are all relative.
I don't know what 1897 must have been. Must have been a guy that had a fast horse. Nancy, lovely catching up with you, and you've only got to see behind us how green the place is. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous city, and you're very proud to represent that, and I hope that I'm back in the not too distant future.
Thank you very much, Fletch, for coming here and being part of our auto scene.
Where does the inspiration come from?
Over the years, Chrysler's marketing department has come up with some unusual ways to sell cars.
I'm looking at pictures of the new Dodge.
Did you ever hear of anybody shaving himself with an axle shaft?
All right, these guns, burn in your fat one. Aha! The two-plate safety glass turns back even the pitcher's bullet delivery.
And we've dreamed up some weird gadgets. Here's a sampling of some of the strangest.
Have you tried DeSoto's new triple-range push-button driving? In DeSoto for 57, you just touch a button and go. Split-second getaway in the most exciting car in the world today.
For the first time anywhere, the exclusive new Highway Hi-Fi. Rich hi-fi tone flows through the car's radio speakers. Special 1941 models are equipped with this handy steering wheel cigarette dispenser. Just fill it up with your favorite smoke and enjoy the ride. And for 1959 swivel front seats. Once you discover the ease and convenience of Dodge swing-out swivel seats, you'll wonder how you ever managed without them. For her, La Femme comes with dainty rain boots and a chic umbrella that fit conveniently into two special compartments on the backs of the front seats. The motorist drives with two extra eyes with the electronically controlled headlight dimmer. Temporarily switches your headlights from high beams to low at the approach of an oncoming car. Protection against poor visibility is provided by Chrysler's airfoil windshield wipers, uniquely designed to hold tight to the glass in the strongest winds.
Stay tuned. Who knows what we'll come up with next?
With me, we'll have Chris, and his title's too long, I can never remember it. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing fine, Fletch, and yourself?
Good, mate, good. Tell us what you do in terms of your title.
I'm the advertising manager with the Detroit Metro Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yeah, so you try fitting that on a business card.
Yeah, it is a little long.
Yeah. Chris, you've been marvellous for the time we've been here. It's not over yet, but the hospitality here, I mentioned that earlier, but everywhere I go in the United States, you guys overdo everything, and it's just so nice.
Well, you know, we love entertaining, we love guests, and we're happy that you could join us.
You happy with Woodward 2012?
Definitely. I believe this was our largest attendance ever. The weather cooperated, the vehicles were out in numbers, so it's definitely a year to remember.
Absolutely. Now, Chris, is there anything that you want to say to the people watching Classic Restos? Is there any message that you want to get across?
Come to Detroit. Visit Detroit. The home of cars, culture, gaming, music, and sports.
And a great hops beer.
Definitely.
All right, Chris, thanks again, mate. Thank you very, very much. And all the best for the future. There's some great things happening here in Detroit. And there's a lot of positives. There's a lot more positives than what you might appreciate. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Fletch.
Well, I hope you've really enjoyed just some of the Walter P. Chrysler Museum.